Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and well, it's another beautiful day. We had a threat of some severe thunderstorms and tornadoes throughout the night, and it rained this morning. I bet it rained a grand total of a quarter inch, Charlie. You know, I have not been over to the pond to check the rain gauge this morning, but maybe we'll make it over there and check it. And every time, I'm not complaining about rain, but every time it gets just dry enough that I can get the skid steer over and do some work at the pond again, it rains again. Just a little bit, not enough to fill the pond up much, just enough to get it too muddy to really do much with the skid steer. But another project that I've been had on the back burner, I showed you guys a few weeks ago that I was having issues with my fill-right pump with my diesel tank, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the pump, so I contacted Fill-Right. You know, they sent this to me. Fill-Right sent me the pump and Titan tanks, all that stuff. I don't know when that was, a year and a half or something ago. And this pump was a brand new pump that had just hit the market. It's a Fill-Right FR8PX. Anyways, I sent them videos, not pictures. Pictures don't do it justice. Sent them some videos of what it was doing, and they said, man, that was a brand new, just released pump. We'd like to have it shipped back to us so we can take it apart and see what went wrong so we can fix it for, you know, anybody else's future production problems. So I'm going to take that old pump off, and they shipped me a brand new one. Same pump, same model, same everything. Some assembly required, but I'm going to switch it out real quick because, well, I have held off on using that at all. It will pump fuel, but my fear is if there's metal shavings or plastic pieces or parts of the pump that are broke, obviously there's a filter on there, but I still don't want to run that into my equipment. So I'm just going to take this off, switch them out, ship that one back to Fill-Right so they can disassemble it and see if they have some sort of manufacturer's problem, and then they can, help other people down the road, hopefully. All right, all wired up, should be good to go. That sounds a lot better. Sounds a lot healthier than the last pump. It'll take it a minute to fill the filter and all that stuff, but now the cleanup, gotta get the diesel off. I'm not sure if I need a bath or just go to the car wash and wash myself and the truck. All right, well, there's one project of the day checked off the list. Now I can actually get back to using some equipment, I guess. All right, my next little project's not going to be near as much fun. I thought the last one was fun. But the other day, Houston was doing a little mowing. Might have found some leftover wire that didn't get picked up from when we rebuilt all of our new fences. Somehow. Found some barbed wire in the yard somewhere and balled up a big mess. And I didn't have time to cut it all out. We had to go somewhere that evening. And DJ's thinking about mowing today. Maybe. I don't know if it's dry enough. But check out this mess. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Got a nice ball of barbed wire all balled up around the blade. That one won't be too bad. I can get to that one pretty easy, but this one's a little bit of a mess. You know, it might be easier just to take the whole blade off, honestly, but that would make too much sense, and I really don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I think I can get to it. Make a few cuts here and there. We'll see. If I have to, I'll just pull the blade off. It's just barbed wire. What's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah. Do it the easy way. Here we go. Get that mess out of there. Put the blade back on. Good idea. I'm sure somebody was yelling at their screen. I'm sure somebody was yelling at their screen saying, just take the blade off, you idiot. You know, sometimes the simplest actions are not what you think of first. Got it. Got that mess out of there. Should be good to go. Back in business, ready to mow. Well, it's time to get back on the pond build grind for a little bit, I guess. I still have a few projects over there that I need to do, want to do, and one of those was moving gravel from the creek bed around here. All this shale rock, there's everything from sand size stuff all the way up to, you know, bigger rocks, but perfect spawning material for bass and bluegill and all the fish and stuff. And I kind of stockpiled some. I came in here with the excavator several weeks ago and cleaned up this little area, and there's just a ton of just gravel that's perfect for using for spawning material. So I was debating, and I talked about this a while back, I've got the dump bed trailer and I can hook it up behind the tractor, but I can't really get it here. I can get it up in the field up there. So what I would have to do is hook on the trailer with the tractor, drive it over here, go get skid steer, and then haul, you know, 1 bucket at a time and go fill the trailer, and then drive around. And I just think going cross country 1 bucket at a time is going to be more efficient than trying to maneuver a tractor and a skid steer with that big dump bed trailer and all that stuff. I think realistically I can carry 10 or 12 bucket loads, maybe more, I don't know, it depends, of this material in that dump bed trailer, maybe more. But if I get it too heavy, then the tractor struggles to pull it and get it to where I need to be. And just going cross country with this, I use the timer on my phone, a little stopwatch, and it's basically 5.5 to 6 minutes from the time I scoop a bucket of rock here, go over, dump it, spread it, and come back. And when I get ready to scoop the next bucket, 5.5 to 6 minutes. I can do a lot of loads back and forth in an hour. So I think that's more of a realistic option. And it's not muddy at the pond. It did rain this morning, but not enough to really make a mess. But I think if I got that heavy dump bed trailer down in the pond, it would probably sink and cause ruts and be more of a problem. And I've honestly got so much stuff in the pond now, it would be kind of hard to turn around. So here we go, back and forth. Another thing I need to do, I've got a bunch of cedar trees that are cut on my neighbor's place that have been setting for a year. And I need to go get the grapple and go get several of those cedar trees and anchor them down in the pond, you know, tie them to a stump or a big rock or some cinder blocks or something, so that we've got brush pile structure for the fish. We've got a lot of trees and a lot of rocks, a lot of stumps, but I don't actually have any brush piles. And brush piles are great for bait fish to get in and hide and avoid predators. So the pond's not full yet. We do have more rain forecasted for this week, and the problem is every time we get those rains coming in, it may not fill up the pond, but it makes it muddy for 4 or 5 days or a week, and I don't want to, you know, destroy all the work we've done over there. So here's what we're doing for now. Well, I just thought my wife was going to mow the yard today. Looks like Houston came home from school and she put him to work mowing. But I've been summoned back. I had to get the grapple on the skid steer. I need to get this this mess cleaned up and moved out of the way so all the grass doesn't grow up around it. Tops of one of these trees fell out in a storm a few weeks ago, so need to get that done. He's doing his mowing. He's learning. Still new at it. But he's figuring it out. Well, there's one more really nice piece of structure, and this should be several feet deep underwater by the time the pond's full. We're talking probably 3 or 4 feet. The root ball, top of the root ball, should be underwater just maybe a foot or so. Not a lot, but it will be underwater. But this should add some good structure and a place to get lots of hooks good and stuck when we're fishing off the pond dam. I don't know if you can see, I see a gleam. I see a green haze starting to pop up. There's a lot of the seed that I planted, that cover crop, is starting to come up and do some good. And it's been perfect. We've been getting these really small rains that aren't just going to be like gully washers that really cause a lot of erosion. And not all of our seed's coming up great, obviously. It's not the best topsoil. I mean, we packed clay in here. We don't want good topsoil down in the pond. But it is starting to grow. And if we can get that green grass to really pop up and get some roots in here before we get those big rains, it'll be very beneficial in holding our soil here. But it is starting to grow. You can really see it down along the edge of the water where, you know, where it stays nice and moist. But as you look across there, it's starting to green up. It's just really thin and tiny stuff growing right now. But if we can keep getting some decent moisture on the ground over the next few weeks before it gets too hot, we should really be able to get a pretty good stand of just cover crop grass growing here. But as you can see, the pond level is rising some with every little bit of rain. But eventually we're going to get one of those big giant 4 or 5 inch rains, and it's going to put a lot of water in here at once. We now interrupt this broadcast for dinner. Making some jalapeno chicken pepper bombs, whatever you guys call them. Chicken breasts, half a jalapeno with cream cheese wrapped in bacon. Good stuff. Made a few for Houston without any jalapenos because, you know, he's just a softie like that. They are delicious, and they're going to be delicious. Let me say that. All right, listen. I know you're angry, but somehow Houston knew there was a nest in here, and I'm not sure how Houston knew there would be a nest in an outhouse in the middle of the woods down in the crapper hole. I'm a little concerned about how you knew there'd be a nest in there.
Well, the other day I came down here and one went flying out.
You've been looking in the bottom of the crapper hole.
No, I haven't. I did not know there was eggs in there.
Well, as you can see, Mother Nature stepped in, and I don't get to finish what I wanted to do at the pond today because now it's going to be super muddy. But we will go check out and see how much it rained in a little bit. Threw off my plans for the day for sure. But I'm not going to complain about getting rain. So instead, we're going to do a little workout this morning. We have a CrossFit style workout that's a 15-minute AMRAP, which is as many rounds, as many reps as possible. Mine is 19 calories on the rower and 19 dumbbell bench press. DJ's going to do 12 calories. 12 calories on the rower and 19 bench press. We don't have light enough dumbbells for her, so she's going to use a bar and hog the bench. So I'll be using an uncomfortable box, but it's just part of it. Sorry about the view, folks. worst that could happen, right? I'm not sure how my wife feels, but that was great. I actually like that workout. Like if I ever was to design a YouTube, I can't talk. If I was ever to design a CrossFit workout, it would be rowing and bench press. Those are like two strong areas for me.
I'm usually really good on the bench, but it was wearing me out today.
Maybe that's my fault.
Maybe.
Anyways, 15-minute workout. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm drenched. Do something today to make tomorrow better than yesterday. We took off yesterday and didn't work out on Wednesday. So
We didn't work out on Wednesdays for...
I know, that's what I'm saying. So I did something today that I didn't do yesterday to make tomorrow better than yesterday. It all makes sense. Do something hard today. I know I've said this over and over. CrossFit's not for everyone, and we don't challenge everyone to do CrossFit. It's what works for us. What works for you might be doing 20 push-ups, and that's it. Or going for a walk around the block, and that might be all you can handle. But do that every day, and next month you'll be going around the block twice. And before you know it, you'll be jogging around the block. And if you do 20 push-ups today, do 21 next week, and 22 every day the next week. And before you know it, you'll be doing 30, 40 push-ups. Like DJ.
I don't like doing push-ups.
She's a beast. Man, talk about a difference a day can make. Yesterday, bluebird, sunshiny skies, felt like spring. Getting a lot of yard work done, got a lot of projects done around here. And then today, it's cold and rainy. Not complaining about rain, because I need rain. I need more rain to fill the pond. I'm not sure how much we got, but I do have a rain gauge now, so we're gonna go check the rain gauge at the pond specifically. Woo, slippery in this mud. I'm gonna guess we got less than an inch in the last 24 hours total. It rained pretty hard this morning for 15-20 minutes, and then it was just kind of drizzly, nasty stuff. So let's go check the pond. It's not full. But that breeze is cold, guys. It's like 50 degrees today. It was 80 yesterday. And I don't know if you can tell, there's like a 20-mile-an-hour wind. Woo! Well, I do like that we got a little bit of rain yesterday, because as I was looking at the footage of moving all that creek gravel, that creek rock from the creek over to the pond, I got to thinking, everybody's going to think I'm just scooping dirt. But I knew the first time it rained, that stuff would wash off and it would look like creek gravel. Well, it rained, so we get to show you in the same video. So here's an area where I dumped out about 3 bucket loads of it. And you can tell this will make great spawning material for bass and bluegill and stuff. And yeah, there might be a little bit of dirt in it where I'm scooping it up out of the creek, but for the most part, it's mostly all good gravel material. And here's a spot where I just kind of dumped it out. I didn't spread it near as much, but you can see all different size material, perfect spawning habitat stuff. And it is very muddy. There's some clover popping up. See, here's another example. This is that screenings that I bought and hauled in here. It's real small, and then this is the creek gravel. And I honestly think the creek gravel will be better spawning habitat, spawning material than those screenings were, but I think they will like that too. So, all right, let's go tally up the rainfall, because everyone's always curious when I say it rained a little bit, but not a lot. Well, it rained a little bit, but not a lot. Just over half an inch. We need about 4. All right. Ready for the next rain. 1/2 inch does not put much water in the pond. Not much at all. Well, it's going to take a lot of 1/2 inches of rain to fill the pond. But like I was saying yesterday, right now I'm not necessarily upset by that because it's just enough rain to keep moisture in the ground, which is hopefully good for the morel mushrooms too, because so far I've only found 2 morel mushrooms. But it's really good for all the grass and cover crop seed that I planted around the pond. You know, we don't get those big gully washers, 4 or 5 inches of rain that just washes all the soil and seed and everything away. If we can get it growing and get it, you know, looking like this before we get those 4 or 5 inches of rain, it'll protect the integrity of the pond a lot, and we won't get near as much erosion. So that's what we're hoping for. So anyways, I'm gonna cruise back to the house, do some work on the computer, and it's Thursday, which means it's bass tournament day on our local lake, little jackpot tournament. Now, I don't know that Houston and I are gonna make it today. The winds are way high, and it's pretty chilly. We might pass on that one today. So anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.